All right, guys, I wanted to go over linear inequalities. So I'm going to go over two different things. One is when you do not have the linear inequality into slope-intercept form, how to do that. And then once we have it in slope-intercept form, how do you graph it on a coordinate plane? So there's two examples here. When we get something in slope-intercept form, again, just like when we were doing lines, with equations, we want to solve for y. So I want to get this y alone. And remember, solving inequalities is exactly the same as equations, except when you multiply or divide by a negative. Okay, so first thing we want to do is get this term alone, the 6y. So we want to move the 2x. So you know me, I like to give myself a little line here to keep these separated. Since this is a positive 2x, I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. That is gone. So all I have over here on the left is this 6y, and it's positive, so I'm just going to write 6y. Over here, the 12 and the negative 2x or minus 2x are not like terms. Okay, so do not do 12 minus 2. Instead, we just write them side by side. I'm going to write the x first because that's how it is in y equals mx plus b, and the 12 second. Since the 12 is positive, it's plus 12. Now, nothing fancy has happened, so we're just going to bring this inequality straight down. Okay, next step. We need to get the y all by itself. So we now can finally move this coefficient. Since it's 6 times y, we want to divide by 6. When we do that, we have to divide everything by 6. So 6 divided by 6 is 1. So 1y, or we can just write y. And then we have to do each of these numbers. So negative 2 divided by 6. If you have a calculator, that's helpful, but hopefully you just trust me that that is negative 1/3, and then bring the x with it. Okay, and then we have to do 12 divided by 6 as well. 12 divided by 6 is plus 2 because the 12 was positive and the 6 is positive. And again, I didn't multiply or divide by a negative, so we just bring the sign straight down. And there you go. Now we have solved this to be in slope-intercept form. Okay, now there's a blender. Sorry, guys. We're going to come over and do this one, and we're going to do the same thing and solve for the y. So again, I'm going to give myself a dash line. And again, you want to move the x term. Again, this is positive, so I'm going to subtract the 3x. That makes 0, so you bring down the negative y. And then again, 6 and 3x are not like terms, so you can't actually combine them. So I'm going to do negative 3x and plus 6. Remember, that's positive 6. And I haven't multiplied or divided by any negatives, so I'm just going to bring down the sign as is. Okay, now, again, I need to get rid of the coefficient. This is negative 2 times y, so I'm going to divide by negative 2 and divide this side by negative 2. So negative 2 divided by negative 2 is just 1, so we just have the y. And then here I have to divide both of these. So 3 divided by 2, again, that would be a decimal, and it doesn't reduce. So we're just going to make it 3/2. Now notice I dropped these negatives. That's because a negative divided by a negative results in a positive. You don't have to write a plus sign, but if it makes you feel better, there's no harm in doing that. Okay? And then the x goes with it. And then here, positive 6 divided by a negative 2 is negative 3. So minus 3. Now, here's the time the inequality and equations. I have now divided by a negative, which means opposite sign. And flip it be the other way. And there you go. Now we have an inequality that is in slope-intercept